We are live, Christine. Hello,
Oh,
hello. Hello, how are you? Are you fine?
yes, I am fine. I am fine indeed. There's a lot going on, but I am fine.
Okay, you want to share something that's going
yeah,
on?
yeah. May is almost done, and and June is coming. So, and I've heard that June is going to be like for the retrograde. So it's going to be also yeah. How do you say that? There will be a lot of illusions will be gone, I
Ah,
think.
wow,
so
that sounds
so
good.
yes, it is very good, and it could be a little bit confronting for some people, but
I believe so.
yeah, of course it's good. The whole just just experience, I would say, and then nothing else. But my body thinks it's already June, so there's a lot of confronting things going on.
Okay, okay. Well, is it exactly June or is it usually it's with the planets, yes, that they are changing.
yeah.
So maybe
Yes.
it's already this night or whatever, usually.
Yeah. It could be. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not an astrologist, so I don't know a lot about it. But I've
no,
just
me
heard
neither.
from several people that things like that is going on now. So and yeah, there's a lot of going on. I have actually the flow is with me at the moment. It was already with me, but the flow is going bigger and bigger because I've told the universe and I told the people I really my calling, my what I really want to do in life is to integrate the um, yeah the research in the life of children and whole families. So we are exploring that people have an energy field, and we try to prove it scientifically. And we are using the wavelengths and the colors and we are using the tool human design. And I, yeah, of course, and I want to use that for children to prevent them from being hurt and from having traumas, and so they can be themselves. And yes,
Can I break in just a moment because you said so they will not be hurt and be traumatized. Well, the traumatizing, I'm totally with that, but they cannot be hurt. I think when I look at my life, I'm one who experiences a lot of trial and error, so I have a lot of hurt in my life. But the hurt in my life has always also brought me at the point where I am. So I don't. For me, the point of view would never will be that they won't be hurt in life because I think getting hurt also teaches
yeah,
us a
you're
lot of
right.
stuff. Okay, so that's what I wanted to add.
You're
But you go on.
completely right. I forget something. Unnecessarily hurt.
Okay, yeah.
So being hurt just by experiencing and by life, like it is necessary, yes, but unnecessarily hurt. So yeah, and then today somebody gave me a call and she told me she pointed out to me that somebody else is yeah, they it's what is it called, a beurs, it's Dutch beurs. There is,
What
wait,
is it in Dutch?
beurs, een
Oh,
kinderbeurs,
beurs.
een beurs. Yeah,
Uh, like a convent, something like a convent or
yeah,
yeah, convention.
yes.
I think there's another word for it too, but I cannot come up with it. So I hope they understand. It's where people come together with stands and you can promote your
Yes.
your business or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, you give workshops, or you give consults and things like that. So she is doing that for, especially for adolescents and children. And my friend, she told her that I'm into human design and the research, and she was very interested. And so she invited me to to call her. So I did, and she was very interested. And yeah, I think I will. I On the 1st of July, I will attend a conference. So I will give consults. It's also in near where I live. So, and I also told her that I'm very pleased by the that she's doing this. And yeah, she told me, yeah, children need that. And so we have a shared passion about helping, not helping, but guiding children. Helping is not, I don't feel good about helping, but I'm more about guiding.
Well, give
So
them the tools so they.
yeah, give them the tools and give the parents the tools. And you can't help anyone, because helping is, it's, yeah, you, it's lowering somebody. So you get, somebody is getting dependent on the other one. So it's more like guiding them. So anyway, and just out of the blue, I will do that. And more and more, I think more and more people are aware that I want to do that. And I'm going away for 1 week. So I will be able to have our talk, but then I will be somewhere alone in a house,
Okay.
and I will be confronted, and will yeah, put myself on writing.
Okay. So like a
And
writing retreat or something for yourself.
yeah, for myself, yeah, for so I can make some starting. But it is nice to share that I was yesterday I came aware of something. I was aware because 2 weeks ago I had my first presentation, I told you about.
Yeah.
And the first half was uh, was was not okay, because I was not getting into, I was not putting myself in my strength, because I was more like a left angle, like I told the last time. And left angle, I mean that you are in service, and because you are in service, it will help you. But I don't have this left angle, I have the right angle. So I need to stay with me and tell about me. And then I will get stronger, stronger, happier, happier, and I will help people with that. So so I came aware because I wanted to write for the children. And then yesterday morning I was realizing, oh God, I cannot I cannot write just about, like, in a way that I inform people. No, I have to write about my experiences. So then I was like, oh, there will be a lot of things coming towards me
Yeah.
by writing this. So yesterday I was completely closed. I was inside my cocoon. I was I was really, I was in my bubble and digesting this awareness. I like, oh God. So I need a lot of courage and a lot of persistence by doing this. But I'm aware I have also the talents and gifts needed. So I trust everything, and I know it will be okay, and I will do it. So, but it won't be I don't say it won't be easy, but it will be confronting, I think. Yes.
Yeah, that will probably be a interesting journey to take.
Yes.
Yes. Well, that's what we are doing, of course, also in the show, is that we share our experiences. So you're already doing it. I think that becoming aware of, well, more like that there is going to be like a looking glass on your life. I think that's more why you were shutting down for a moment. I can imagine, because I would too. I'm also the right angle, so I'm also about, I just need to live my life, and by informing the people about what I experience in that life, there are people who maybe can have some information from that they can use, but it's not my goal on this earth, and my purpose on this earth is not to bring people some place. No, my goal and my purpose is that I open the way for them, and they choose if they want to walk on that way or don't want to walk on that way. So for you having to discover that it is your own experience, it's more something. I think your mind was like, holy shoot, because I probably of your past, with the things that you've gone through as especially as a child and in your adolescence period. So your mind was like, oh, are you able to do that? And are you strong enough already to do that? Or
No, it was not my mind. It
no?
was no, it was not my mind by saying this, but it was more my body telling me what what uh, what this whole experience will be. So it was a big awareness of what
Okay.
will come, and then of course then my mind said ooh, but not about if am I able to do this? No, 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 because I really really trust my gifts and my
Yeah.
talents, and I have, and also my purpose, because my purpose is giving some magic. Yeah. And so I trust it, but my mind said ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the part that I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I'm, for example, myself, I'm also really aware of a lot of things, but being aware doesn't mean that your mind will shut up. It will
No.
especially come and tell you why no, it's better not to do that, or are you sure, or blah 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 blah. So that it was in that way that I meant it. So I was
Oh,
not
great.
clear to you in how I meant it. So that's good for me to know. So yeah, well, it's well, let me first welcome everybody that's looking, because we started just right away as we are usually, we let it go as it comes. So but welcome everybody who's watching us. If you are able, or if you like to, give us a hello in the chat, so we know that you're looking, and maybe you have questions also. They are always welcome if you have any questions. And don't forget to like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please also subscribe. So now we go back to the experiences. So I have a lot of experience to share today. So do you mind if I begin with something?
No, go, go,
No.
go.
So I have because I find it interesting that you started with the flow and being in flow, and also with the planets. The situation of the planets, and everybody. Mercury is getting out of retrograde. Yay! Finally, we can communicate normal. I hope, because there was a lot of communication mishaps this month for me, at least. But there was something that I'm not busy with thinking about planets and energy fields and stuff like that. Usually I'm not really into that, because like you, I'm not an astrologer, so I'm not really comfortable with explaining those things. But there was a little something that I would like to share, and that's more to give context in how things in wavelengths are working in this world. Is that I was reading a post on Facebook from a lady in one of the Facebook groups I am in about human design, and she was yeah, talking about some challenges that she faced and how would she deal with that. And I don't care what it was about, but someone reacted and she asked the question, do you know which gift you have in the Jupiter line? And so I was triggered by that because I was like, what does she mean by that? And then she explained that in like somewhere in March there was a that Jupiter came into in well, if you look at the sky that you can see Jupiter, so also the neutrons from Jupiter will come down on us, so it will go through us because everything is wavelength, even the neutrons from the planets. So the energy from Jupiter will be of influence in everybody's life. So she said, well, it started like in March somewhere. Did it something change? And she reacted to that. But the point from this story is that I was looking at my life, and because my gift is the a gift of shock, shocking. So 51 is that, and I was like, okay. I looked up what it means more in depth, and it's about travel. It's about going abroad. It's about changing big changes in your life. And I was like, okay. In March, the Jupiter came in orbit, and it is here. I think it's still here. I think it's for a couple of months. It's here, and if I look back, what all everything that happened in my life, the shock of getting out of a relationship all of a sudden. Um, so I was like going abroad, and I'm like, and because everybody's saying to me, it's so brave that you're going, abroad, like the other side of the world from the Netherlands. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not feeling it really as something to
Sorry.
be, no, bless you. It's not something that is brave, in my opinion. So the way I feel it, it's more like a normal, a logical step that I'm taking in a process that I'm in for already a couple of years. So hearing about this Jupiter energy and the things that have to do with traveling and whatever, and I was like, wow, how cool is it that literally the energy of planets just guide you in your life, because this is in hindsight. It isn't like that I'm looking at the calendar, oh, Jupiter is coming. Oh, then no, maybe I should travel, or maybe I should end the relationship or whatever. No, you don't live like that. So for me, it was a big revelation actually to realize that all that energy, all those wavelengths that are going through us, they also make things happen in our lives. So if you really think about that, for me, that means that, I believe in free will, but do we have really free will? It's, and I'm not saying that we don't, but it's more like questions I will ask myself, like, hey, how does this work? Because if we are getting energy influxes from all over the moon, the sun, the planets, the other people around us, the animals around, everything is energy. So if we are influenced by that, so are we really consciously doing things, or can we actually let that guide us in all that we are and do in life? That's a question I'm asking myself, and I know it's not a question that you get answered like this, but this is my curiosity triggered because of the planets, and I'm like, you know I don't have a say about when the planet is coming or what kind of energy is coming from there through me. And what I notice now is that also, and I was just talking about this morning with Monique, is that the synchronicity at this moment in my life, at least, is it's almost bizarre. It's almost
Mm,
scary in a way, because I'm talking about things in advance, and then like within 24 hours it happens for real, and
mm.
I'm like, what? How? Is that something that you experiencing too? Because it's like almost instant. Example, I'm talking about last Friday. I went uh, with a friend to the town, and we came back, and we drove past a restaurant, and that restaurant is like 10 minutes walk from my new home where I'm going to move tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
So
Wow.
I said to her, I need to check out this restaurant, because if I don't want, if you don't like cooking, want to know if there's a good restaurant in the neighborhood where I can walk to. So I came home, and then my friend that I had an appointment with that evening to eat somewhere, she suggested, well, I have found this restaurant. I think it's nice to go there. Here is the link to Google Maps. So I clicked on the link and I check it out. And can you guess which restaurant? It was exactly that restaurant. But there are like 300 restaurants in Puerto Vallarta.
Mhm.
So it's really, I think it's really special that she exactly chooses the one that we were talking about 1 hour earlier, 1 hour before that. So, and that's happening constantly now for me. The last couple of
Mm.
no, 2 3 weeks, definitely. It's happening a lot, and I don't know if it's with the planet or energy or whatever. But is that something you experiencing more of now, or how is that for you?
Yeah, it is the same. Like I told you about uh, telling, just thinking. I told Monique, I'm a little bit not bored, but I'm eager to have more paper readings, and then poink, 2 days later, something like then the convention came to me, and yes, but I can explain this a little bit.
Okay,
This is my truth, but
yeah, of
what I
course.
believe, it's um, because the energy from the earth where we live, it's going up.
Mm-hmm.
It's going faster and faster and faster. So the energy is faster. So also the things uh, which you want to initiate goes faster.
Ah,
And
yeah.
yeah, we have to be aware of that. The because and also we are getting more and more aware, but also the earth is more and more aware because we are getting higher and higher in energy. So in higher energy, the things to really to make things come true, to initiate
Yeah,
them, goes much more faster.
manifest
Yeah,
things. Yeah.
yeah. The manifesting is going much more faster than in thick, slow energy. So
I
this is
haven't think.
for
Yeah,
me. And
I didn't think about that. That's a good one. I
yeah,
like that.
yeah, and you are also a part in the earth, on the place on the earth, which is not you told me about, and it does not have a lot of friction. It is
True.
very open to the
Yeah,
heart. So even also that will count. So even more and more. So there's not a lot of friction. And so if you think about something, then it will be very fast being
yeah,
manifested.
yeah. It is. It is really, really fast. It's also
Yeah.
little stupid things. For example, we were
Yeah.
yesterday. We were talking about how I need to change the gas because everything here is totally different than like in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, you have always gas. It's a little faucet you turn on and there's gas. But here you have like cylinders and you need to fill them up and whatever. So I need to know how to do those stuff. So we were talking about that yesterday, and we were talking about also how what you need to do when it's finished, when what do you do when you need new cylinder. So here they explain that they don't have cylinders, that they have a big tank and it gets filled up, but it takes forever to, you can use it for a very long time and it is really cheap. And they were like, well, it takes a long time and we have enough and blah, 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 blah. But what happens, I think we were talking about it like at 12 o'clock in the morning, and then at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the gas was out in the home. And they were like, that isn't possible because no, we know that we still have enough. And then she was like to me, every time you say stuff, so talking about dangerous snakes, and within 24 hours, I see the same snake that nobody sees, but I see it. And then, every time we talk about something, and then within 24 hours, it happens.
Mm.
And it is interesting when it's, nice stuff, but it's getting also very interesting that it happens with everything that you talk about. So it's not only positive things, it's also other things. So that's what makes me a little bit, well, not scary, but I'm like, ooh, I really need to be aware of what I'm thinking, what I'm saying. And
Yes.
because if every time I say something and it happens almost right away, then, gets you thinking about things. So that was a nice experience, because on the other side, I also like it, of course, because you really see energy in action.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to look at it. But also, this week I had the first time since I've been experimenting with all energy fields that I saw someone literally moving because of my energy field. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, and that was really interesting, and I didn't quite understand in that moment what exactly happened. So I will share the moment because then it will make sense what I'm saying afterwards. So I was at the grocery stores and I was waiting for an Uber, and I was standing inside because of the shade, and there was this man. He was right in front of me. I was standing here with a shopping cart, and he was like a little bit before me, but if I reached my arm, I couldn't touch him. I needed to go and bend over, or do a step towards him to physically touch him. So that's how far he was away from me. And he dropped something from his pants pocket, and so I said a couple of times, "Hola, hola, señor, señor," but he didn't react. So I was like, okay, I don't want to go shouting over there. So I made a step forwards because I wanted to tap him on the shoulder, so to get his attention. But I did one step forward, and his whole body, he was standing, he was looking at something down, so he wasn't aware of me at that point. And I stepped forward, and his whole body went like this. And I was like, this is interesting. And so before my hand could touch his shoulder, he became aware and he was startled. He was like, whoa, what's happening? And I didn't touch him in the end. So then I said to the guy, you dropped something. And okay, that was okay because he had a hearing aid. So I understood why he didn't hear me the first time. So I was talking with Monique about this because I was like, that was the first time that you literally see a body, the energy of his body reacting to mine energy coming towards him. And I said, I never noticed something like that. And then she said, well, she says, it's my guess that it's probably be a blue energy field, because she says red energy field, they feel you from 5 meters around. So you don't startle them really. But projectors are really focused energy fields. It's like a cone, it's really, really small behind, and then it goes like in a cone form in front. So she says it takes a little while before they notice another energy field because it's so close to their body. And I said, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense because, like you said, the red energy fields, they notice me, of course, but they are not startled or whatever. So it was the first time that I really saw it live. It was tangible. It was not something you only talk about, but you really see it in action. And for me, that was really, yeah, a really nice experience, experience to have, because it's not something that I was aware of before that. The only thing that I'm aware of is that usually the red energy field will look at me. If I come, they will look at me. That's something that I'm aware of. But even that is something that, um, because I was with a friend, like a couple of weeks ago, we went to have a drink, and we have a big. It's called a Malacon. It's like a boulevard, that they have it, and you walk there. Every Mexican and foreigner and tourist, everybody goes there to get the nice sea breeze, and to buy souvenirs and to have some food and everything. And she said to me, and she is a red energy field, a sacral authority, and she said, for the first time I walked there, and everybody was looking at us. She says, I have never experienced that in my whole life. She says, if I go with friends, nobody sees us. We're just like, we're there, but nobody's looking at you. She says, and when I walk with you, everybody's looking. Everybody. She says, what is that? So I explained to her, I said, well, that's my energy field, because I go through that cloud and they feel like it's a wrecking ball going through the cloud. So something is happening, something is disturbing their energy. And that's why they look up. It's not because of that I'm them so hot or that I'm so cute or whatever. Actually, no, it's just my energy field that they are reacting to. So it's nice. It was the first time that somebody shared that with me in that way, because even though I know people look at me, it's not something that I'm really aware of, that it's so unique. You understand what I mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
So, how is your experience? Do you have manifestor friends, yellow energy friends? So, how is it for you? Is that something you recognize
Yeah,
with
yeah,
them?
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a different feeling. It's you explain it perfectly. It's like something disturbing. You feel the tension, and for me, I'm not. I don't mind. I am not afraid. I love. I already told you. I love manifestors because of their. I love the thickness and the firmness of the energy field, because I I like that. I like things going fast and go directly, because this is something I prefer. So for me, it's nice to know. I prefer it from the cloudiness from the generators, the red energy fields. Yeah, I would say it's too soft for me. And I have the red energy field, of course. Yeah, but I like it. So, but I can feel it. Yeah, immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's for me difficult to get, because I try to,
Mm.
yeah, try to understand what she means by, if we walk there, nobody notices us, and I'm like trying to imagine that, but it's difficult because I'm totally not used to that. There's always someone. If I walk into a room, there's always at least one person that will do like this. They will turn their heads and they will like, hey, what's happening there? And now it's good to know, because for a long time, by the way, I thought it was because I was like looking really good that they were doing that.
Oh, no, it's because of that, Mariska. It's not your energy field. It's because you are very hot. Yeah?
Yes, thank
Very
you.
hot.
Thank you. No, but
Yes.
that's something that I really thought. So it's nice. Well, it's a little bit of disillusion to know that it is my energy field, but on the other hand,
June. It's June, huh? June. The illusions they're going to be
yeah,
away.
exactly. But no, that's just making fun of things. But by the
Hmm.
way, I have the gift of provocation, and it is also the flirting gift of flirting. So I have that too. So it's I think I'm
Me too.
yeah. There's a dual thing going on there, but yeah, it's so it's just so interesting since I'm looking at life and things happening and especially with people, but also with animals, especially because they don't use their mind, so that's way easier. Um, it is everything is so different for me, at least for me everything is so different because I'm used to and grew up with thinking about everything and having an opinion about everything, and I really needed to let that go, by the way, because if I still did that I couldn't see and notice this because it's the being, being grounded helps, but also step out of your mind and just be as a person. Then was for me the trick to really see those things because otherwise I will see maybe things, but I will put judgment on it. I will put a label on it, and now it's for me. It's more and more easier to just, well, how do you say that? To just let it be for what it is and
Hmm.
just enjoy seeing it happen because it's really beautiful to see it happen. And for me, it's really beautiful in the sense that I already connect a lot of dots. When I see this happen, I can see how beautiful the world can be if every person would live in their energy and with the energy of other people in like a coherent movement. There wouldn't be any wars or greed or abuse because it's not there. It's just not
It's not
there. And
there. It's not
yeah,
there.
no, exactly. And then I get really, really excited because I'm like, oh, everybody, we need to tell everybody about this because it's so beautiful that we as humans, we only have to be. That's it. We don't have to work. We don't have to you try. We just have to be. And I know it sounds freaking simple, and it isn't because of our minds. It isn't,
It
but
is. It is. It is very simple.
yeah, it is. But our mind tells us it's not.
Yeah,
So
I know.
yeah,
But it is very simple.
yeah, it is, and beautiful, and yeah, I can go on and on and on about this because it's
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. What do I cannot
Can
say
I?
any
Can
more
I?
about it.
Can I? Can I? I like to tell you something about your story.
Yeah,
Uh, I want to add something.
mhm,
If is it okay?
please.
Because it's for the people. It's also I think it's interesting and to know why for you it's very difficult to understand or to imagine how it is to feel people coming in your room because people with the yellow energy field they have a very thick but a very narrow energy field. So it's like as large as their body. So that so if you guys are walking or being somewhere, you do not get easily somebody in your energy field. So you're not aware about other people in your energy field. You cannot feel that. And sometimes people it's a misunderstanding and say you guys have no empathy, but that is something different because it's
Yeah,
not
it's
about
totally
empathy
different.
but it's about literally feeling
Yeah,
people. It's feeling in your energy field.
yeah, it's being
And
startled. That's one of the things, being startled, because
yes,
I get easily startled if I'm focused and I'm doing something, reading or whatever, and someone comes near me. I can really jump almost to the roof because I'm like, like that, and
yeah,
And I didn't understand that for a long time, why my ex-partner didn't have that. He was never startled. And I was like, why? But he's the orange field. So now I understand, because yeah, that energy field is so big. They don't get startled because they feel everything all the time. And that's not startling. But that the blue energy field and the yellow energy field, both, they can really, really be startled a lot. And yeah, that's a big difference. So I think that's a good one that you pointed out. And I want to add also about the empathy part, because like you said, we can be very empathic. And I want to nuance this to make it a little bit more clear for people, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are like, well, you don't feel anything. Yeah, that's in the way that, like Chris said, it's the literal people. So when we are in a room and they are physically coming to at us, people, that is something we don't feel until they are almost touching us. Then we are like, whoa, what's happening? There is someone. So it's really literal. But we can feel like, if people are emotional people, they have an emotional center, and it's defined, that's called, it's colored in. And for me, I don't have it colored in. Then I can get a lot of feelings and emotions and stuff from others that I feel. So, for example, I had a partner who was, or is, he not was, but he is an orange energy field with an emotional authority. I could feel him coming like from miles away when he was in a bad mood. And it would change my mood in an instant. I would be minding my business. I would be happy doing what I was doing, and I would be singing or whatever. And then, like in an instant, I was like angry and short, and I was like, and I don't, and I was like, what the hell happened? And for a very long time, I really thought something was wrong with me, because I didn't know I was picking up on someone else's energy and someone else's emotions. So we definitely can feel a lot of things going on. And it's, by the way, for all open centers, that you can pick up all kinds of stuff. If you have open centers and other people are closed centers, or defined, I should say. So there's well, milliards, billions of varieties you can think of. So I hope that's clear for everybody. If it's not clear, the difference between the startleness and the aura that's around the yellow energy field, and the feeling of emotions from other people, please let us know in the comments, or go to the website and fill out the contact sheet, so we can address it a little bit better or in another way. So please let me know. So thank you, Chris, for adding that, because I think that's a very, very important distinction. Um, and yeah, I'm literally pretty hot right now, because it's really warm here. So, is there something that you want to share, in like an experience this late last week, or from someone else? That's also a possibility, of course.
Yeah, I have a very nice experience. And it has to do with yeah, I tell the example. I tell it. Uh 2 weeks ago, I was babysitting. No, it's not babysitting because she's a big girl for 6 years old, and I'm glad she's not listening now. If I telling if I saying that she's a baby, but anyway, and I'm so interested in children and in adolescents. Um, so I'm always observing, and I was very curious about. I forgot about her purpose. I kind of knew because it's very obvious because she has a very she has a very provocative purpose. She has to provoke, and she has a purpose that she provokes people and make them feel tension. So people feel tension in their lives. So this is her purpose.
Is that the cross of
And
tension?
huh?
Is it the cross of tension?
No, she has the
Ah,
cross of. I have the cross of tension,
okay,
but
yeah, me too.
she has the cross of individuality.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's it.
And and I was when I read it again, and then I was observing her, and then I really liked of seeing doing. I saw her doing it, and she did it to me a couple of times in a row that morning. And I also have to say she has a gift of unconditional love, and she has the 1551. So she's a rebel, investigating rebel. And being an investigator or a rebel means that you are very um, highly perfectionist, and a lot of people are easily putting their shit on you. So this is some information you need. So I was thinking, oh God, this is pretty. Yeah, it is beautiful, of course, because I believe that all the purposes are beautiful, but it's not easy. And I saw her doing this, and I felt what it did for me, because I'm like you. You have the cross of tension. Me too. I have also the cross of tension. So we know how to feel tension. and and I needed to put her on her place. I needed to give her feedback because she was really not nice at that moment. She was ordering me around, and she was telling me what to do. And her boots were her boot. She didn't put her boots on the right spot. She left them outside, and that morning it was raining, so they were completely wet. And she told me, "You should have put my boots inside the house. Why didn't you do that? You should have done that." Like this. And then I say, okay, now I need to address her. I put her on her place, because she needs to know you can't just tell people what to do or being rude, because I know it's provocative, and I know it's from her love. I know that because I know her purpose. And what I also knew and know is that I have to do it quickly, and then give her all the love she needs, because I knew because of her gift of unconditional love, the thing I will tell her will hurt her a lot. It will be like a big grenade coming to her. And it was because she was crying. She really cried because of my reaction. And because I know her purpose and I know her gift, I can react on a way that is not an unnecessarily
Yeah.
harming for her. So I immediately changed, and I was very nice to her, and I didn't mention it any, because I know, just tell her, and then
Can you elaborate more on how you did that? That more specific? Is
yeah,
that possible?
yeah, I just put I just attract this attractive. So I what I need is, I put her attention on something else,
Oh,
so
distract her.
she would distract her. Yeah, I distract her, because I needed to do that, because I need to put love in her immediately, because
Yeah, but did you
need it.
corrected her first? So she was doing this with the finger, and then what did you say to her?
I just told her, what did I say? I confront her with the pain and the tension she caused. I confront her with the way she told me,
Ah,
like,
okay.
it's not nice. Don't address to me like this. You should. I don't want that. I just give her also my borders, and
Mm-hmm.
I told her also, you did it the whole morning, and now it's enough.
So
And
you explained to her what it did to you. Am I
yeah,
correct
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
explaining
yeah.
it like this? Okay.
I explained her, and but I knew, because I know she has the unconditional love, it will hurt her very much. So I knew why she cried, and you can feel, I could feel her pain, because I also feel unconditional love. So I know what it does to you when you, yeah. And so I distract her, and I gave her a lot of love. And a few moments later, we were cuddling and we were hugging and kissing, and she was okay. But how beautiful to be aware of somebody's purpose and somebody's gifts and profile. If you know that, you can, you can be so productive in keeping them safe.
Yeah, that, and I think the flow together. So you create, you not only you have flow in your own life, but if you have it, from each other, there's also flow in the relationship. So
Yeah.
things can be said without being hurtful. Everything is being done in respect to each other, to respect to each other and each other's energy field and each other's gifts and talents, and so we accept one another, but also within that acceptance is the telling about our borders, our where you can, which you cannot cross or which you can cross, because that's up to us. We are responsible for our own energy and energy field. So I think it's great that you, in the way that you handled her, she gets the example of, okay, it's okay to tell someone that I don't like this happening to me, and then it's also okay to hug each other afterwards, and we don't have to keep reminiscing about it. No, it's said, it's done, and it's closed, and now we go to the next chapter in life,
Yes.
and I think that's really important at this moment in life, because I know a lot of people that can hang on for a very long time on
Mhm.
stuff that happened or was said at one point. Usually it is something that they didn't let the other know what their boundaries were, and they, if they're looking deep down in their hearts, because I had the same experience. When I looked deep down in my heart, I was like, okay, I'm not liking that person. That was what I said. But if I really, 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 really was honest, it was me who didn't set the boundaries that were correct for me. So we tend to give the other person the blame of things happening or not feeling well, or how they talk to us, and whatever. But if we are not able to tell people in a loving way, and you don't have to shout or whatever, and if that's necessary, that's okay, by the way, because like the yellow energy field sometimes needs to get out the anger, and then it can go with shouting and whatever. But also that is okay, as long as it's afterwards it's done. It's, you close it, and you go to the next chapter.
Mhm.
So I love that, how you integrate this with the little child. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, because I think it's really important that people hear that there are other ways
Yeah.
of dealing with children, and especially children who can come across as really intense, because I believe children are never like that on purpose. They just are acting out their energy field because children don't know better
Yeah.
usually. So thank you. That's really nice. I think this is some nice one to just quit the show with, because we only have 5 minutes and I don't want to start a whole subject without maybe, or we need to do it fast or we need to quit it. So that's, I think this is a beautiful one to quit the show with. So thank you very much, Chris, for sharing everything what
Yeah.
you experienced this week and last week's. And people, if you have listened and you have questions, please ask them in the comments. Like I said before, go to our website. You can see it down there, www.youniqueresearch.com. Check it out. Find out more about energy fields. There are five different colors, five different types. Check it out, and if you have questions, ask them. Also, a possibility on the website to fill out a contact form, and someone will come back with an answer for you. So, thank you for listening again. Stay tuned, because next week at the same time, Christine and I will be back, and we hope to see you then. Bye bye.
Bye.